Today we're going to be talking about how to carry on that old money aesthetic that you fell in love with over the summer into the fall, how to look classy, timeless and elegant, even in the cooler months. Now the old money aesthetic totally exploded this summer on social media. We're seeing more guys than ever wearing linen shirts, white and blue colors, and classy, timeless accessories like Wayfarer sunglasses. But you might be wondering now, as the weather cools, how are you going to continue this look into the fall? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about in today's video. I'm going to talk about the key items that you need, the principles that you need to keep in mind, and the colors that you should be wearing so you can continue with this beautiful, timeless elegance. The first thing I want to talk about is colors. Now, if you've been building your old money wardrobe over the summer, you probably have a lot of white, you probably have a lot of blue, and you probably have some navy. As we go into the autumn, we're going to bring in more autumnal colors like brown, gold, auburn, olive green, and grey. The good news is that these colors go really well with the base colors that you've built, like the whites and the blues. They're really going to add an extra layer, an extra pop of color to the eye, and that's going to make your autumn outfits even more engaging than how great you looked over the summer. So the first item that I want to start talking about is the blazer. Gentlemen, I really suggest that you start wearing a blazer over the fall. I specifically recommend that you get a double-breasted navy blazer. It's a really timeless, elegant color. It's much more flattering to most men's skin tone than black, and it's going to be very versatile and very classic. I would specifically recommend that you go for a double-breasted option because this is going to make you stand out in a crowd of other men who are also wearing blazers. There's something so much more elegant, sophisticated, and slightly harder to pull off about a double-breasted blazer, but in my opinion, that's what makes it worth it. That's why you should acquire one and start enjoying the feeling of wearing it. To take things to the next level, I really love a double-breasted navy blazer with gold buttons. This has been worn by everyone from David Beckham to King Charles. It's been worn throughout the decades. It's always going to look classy because it borrows from nautical style. One thing you'll notice when you go through your style journey is that things that come from military style, nautical, some kind of historical reason why that existed in the first place is going to tend to be more timeless and more classic and more long-lasting. Pull out your double-breasted navy blazer as one of your fall staples, and you're going to be able to wear this into the winter and the spring too. I also like patterns like check, herringbone, puppy tooth or houndstooth, and it's also really cool to incorporate some extra textures. If you're going for a grey blazer, maybe like a grey marl. I also really like elbow patches. That's very sophisticated, looks very intellectual. It fits really well with the old money aesthetic. Now let's talk about knitwear. Over the summer, we've been wearing our knitwear over our shoulders just to look cool. Well, now it is cool and we're gonna have to put them on to stay warm. What separates old money knitwear from regular everyday knitwear is mostly the fabric. You want to look for luxurious fabrics like cashmere or merino wool. If you don't have the money to get the real deal of these fabrics, then I'm going to suggest you look for these other style cues which will help your knitwear stand out. So one thing that you can look for is an interesting texture. This is an example from my wardrobe, and this has what you call cable knit. Some people also call this fisherman. This makes it stand out a lot compared to if this was just an ordinary auburn sweater with a crew neck. And you'll notice that this is a fall color, goes well with my blue shirt, goes even better with a white shirt. I also highly suggest that you incorporate a V-neck sweater. These look super cool with a button-down shirt. I personally wouldn't wear it with a t-shirt. That doesn't really fit in with this aesthetic. But with a button-down shirt or a dress shirt, you definitely want to go with something like this. This is from Brooks Brothers, which is like a quintessential old money brand here in America. You can pick up a V-neck sweater from really any store, it doesn't matter, but this is a nice cashmere texture, looks very classy, so this is one that I've been wearing a lot. The third option I would recommend you look into for knitwear is a cardigan. If you're worried about this looking a bit too feminine, I understand, but you might want to go with something like a cable knit or that fisherman knit. It's going to add a new level of texture, a kind of ruggedness to the look, which is actually pretty cozy. It's going to make you feel pretty relaxed, especially if you're at home. If you're not at home, then you can totally dress this up with a tie. I actually really like this look. It's very masculine, it's very elegant. It's not something you see a lot of guys wearing today, but it is 100% old money. So if you want to stand out this fall and look totally old money, this is one of the best ways to do it. What you want to avoid when it comes to knitwear is wearing like a basic crew neck, something grey that doesn't have any kind of interesting texture. It's just gonna make you look like every other guy out there. I'd also avoid hoodies. It just totally doesn't fit into this aesthetic in my opinion. Now let's talk about some jeans. Over the summer you might have been wearing your white jeans. They are out this fall. Now you want to bring in dark denim. Now I hope that you already have a pair of killer jeans that you really like to wear. If you don't, now is the time to buy them. And specifically you want to buy something in a dark wash. You want to get a slim, timeless cut that's not too skinny, it's not too baggy and trendy, and you want to make sure there's no kind of fading or rips or embellishments that's going to make it look scruffy. Even members of the royal family are wearing jeans these days. It's totally acceptable in an old money wardrobe. It looks great in my opinion with an Oxford button-down shirt, and it looks especially great with the next item I'm going to talk about. That item is boots. One of my favorite things about the fall and the winter months is that you can wear boots on a regular basis. Boots make you feel great when you're walking down the street. Women love them and they're so versatile because there's different styles that you can pick up. In my opinion, the most versatile style that you can grab is the Chelsea boot. These have been around since the 1960s. They were made super cool by the Beatles. They've been cool ever since. In the fall, personally, I like to wear brown leather. You might have a preference for black. That's totally cool. You might also like oxblood. If you want to fit into the old money aesthetic, don't go for like the Western details. It looks cool, but it doesn't fit into this. So if you're going for old money, you want to keep it pretty plain, pretty simple, brown, black, or oxblood. Another option for boots is the chucker boot. You can actually wear these in the summer too, but they work just as great for fall. They not only look great with jeans, but they also look pretty good with chinos. Now we spoke about the fall colors earlier. We were talking about auburn, brown, olive. This is a great chance now to bring them in with accessories. As it gets a bit cooler, you're going to want to pull on a scarf. You might want something with a check, a subtle pattern, or a solid color. In my opinion, I would say it's much better to avoid any kind of designer check, any kind of designer branding. Even a Burberry scarf now, everybody knows what that is. Everybody knows that they're expensive. And in my opinion, it looks like you're trying too hard. So avoid anything with any designer connotations. Just go with the color that you like and feels good for you to wear. As it gets cooler still, we're going to want to start incorporating some gloves. Go for leather gloves, absolutely. Black or brown, doesn't matter. Just make sure that when you're pairing it with your boots, it's the same shade. And one more accessory that I want to talk about is the pocket square. So if you picked up a blazer, you're definitely going to want to have the option to add a pocket square. You can go for more muted pocket square options, like a simple white fold. This can also be a great time to bring in those pop of fall colors, like a burnt orange is a really classy pocket square look that can be incorporated into a suit with your blazer. So definitely pick up a burnt orange pocket square. I think you're going to be going for this one time and time again. And this is something that when somebody sees a guy with a pocket square that looks good with the rest of the outfit, they're going to go, you look dapper, or you look stylish. It immediately communicates to the rest of the world that you've thought about your outfit and that you want to look good for other people. So definitely pick up some pocket squares. You don't have to throw one in there every time you wear a blazer. It can look very sophisticated to wear a blazer without one, but definitely have those options in your wardrobe. Well guys, I hope this guide helps you incorporate the old money look that you've been enjoying into the fall. I would love to know if you've picked up any items for the autumn that you're going to be wearing, anything that you got from this video that you thought was particularly useful. Let me know in the comments what you'll be wearing this fall to look old money.